are alternate realities impacting your daily life. So get this. Some estimates say you've made around 35,000 choices today. What to wear, what to eat for breakfast, which email to open first, whether to take the scenic route to work or just stick to the highway. Honestly, most of these decisions feel pretty small, almost automatic. But what if every single one of those choices wasn't just a choice, but a fork in the road of reality itself? What if, with every decision, you're not just shaping your future, but you're also creating a parallel version of you who chose differently? A version of you who is, right now, living with the consequences of hitting the snooze button one more time. This whole idea of alternate realities isn't just for science fiction anymore. It's a concept bubbling up from theoretical physics, and it might be subtly influencing your life in ways you've never even thought about. It taps into our biggest questions about life, regret, and all those paths not taken. Stick with me, because today we're exploring how the multiverse as an idea might be way closer than you think. We'll look at how it shows up in our daily lives through weird feelings and glitches in our memory, before getting into the mind-bending science that started it all. Section 1. The glitch in your memory, the Mandela effect. Let's start with a shared experience so common it actually has a name: the Mandela effect. The term was coined by paranormal consultant Fiona Broome, who realized a huge number of people shared her vivid, but totally wrong, memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison back in the 1980s. In our reality, of course, he was released, became president of South Africa, and passed away in 2013. And it's not just that one instance. Think about it. Do you remember the Monopoly man, rich Uncle Pennybags, wearing a monocle? He never has. How about that iconic line from Star Wars? So many people will swear it's, "Luke, I am your father." But the actual line is, "No, I am your father." Or what about the Berenstain Bears? A whole lot of people are unshakably convinced it was spelled Berenstein. Now, psychologists have a pretty straightforward explanation for this. Our memory isn't a perfect video camera. It's more of a messy, creative process. It's vulnerable to mistakes, suggestions, and something called confabulation, which is basically our brain filling in the gaps with stuff that seems plausible. These collective false memories can get supercharged by the internet, where a single error can get reinforced and spread to millions. That's the established scientific take. But the feeling is so specific, so weird, that it sparked a much more speculative and tantalizing idea. What if these aren't just memory fails? What if the Mandela effect is a kind of glitch, a side effect of living in a multiverse? The theory goes that if countless parallel realities exist, maybe we're just getting a little bleed-through from a nearly identical universe where things are just slightly different. In that other reality, maybe the Monopoly man did have a monocle. There's zero scientific evidence for this, but it's a fascinating alternative way to look at these shared memory quirks. It reframes a simple brain hiccup into a potential hint that our reality isn't quite as solid as it seems. Section 2. The echo of another life. Regret and déjà vu. Let's shift from a collective glitch to something way more personal: the feeling of regret. Think about a huge life choice you made. The job you didn't take, the relationship you walked away from, the city you left behind. We all have these what-if moments that can stick with us. Regret can be a powerful, almost physical sensation, like the ghost of a life you could have lived. From a psychological standpoint, regret is actually a useful tool. It's a cognitive function that helps us learn from our mistakes so we can make better choices down the road. It's basically a mental simulation to help us get it right next time. But what if we looked at it through the multiverse lens? In that framework, the second you made your choice, reality split. One you's on the path you're on now, but another version, just as real, just as you, is out there living the life that came from the other choice. They took that job. They stayed in that relationship. They never left their hometown. This philosophical spin suggests that the deep ache of regret might be more than just your imagination running wild. It could be a faint, emotional echo from that other self, a tiny resonance across the cosmic divide. Your feeling of what if is their actual reality. This ties into another bizarre sensation, déjà vu, that uncanny, fleeting feeling that you have lived this exact moment before. Neuroscientists have a few theories. One is called split perception, where your brain gets a bit scrambled and processes the same input twice, with a millisecond delay. The second time feels like a memory. Another theory suggests it's your brain's fact-checkers working properly. Your frontal lobes catch a false familiarity signal from your memory regions, and that internal conflict feels weird. But again, the multiverse offers a more poetic, if unprovable, alternative. Could déjà vu be a moment where your path aligns so perfectly with a parallel you that, for a split second, you get a glimpse of their experience as your own? It's a compelling thought that turns a simple brain misfire into a potentially profound connection with a life unseen. Section 3. The Whispers of Intuition. All right, let's talk about your gut feeling. That moment when you make a call that defies all logic but just feels right. You take a different route home and later find out you dodged a massive pileup. You get a strange vibe about a person everyone else loves, and your instincts turn out to be spot on. Intuition is that mysterious kind of knowledge that seems to skip the rational part of your brain. Psychologists often see it as rapid subconscious processing. Your brain is a pattern-matching machine, and it recognizes something from your past experiences so fast that your conscious mind doesn't even know the calculation was made. It's an educated guess on hyperspeed. But if we put on our multiverse glasses one last time, intuition could be something more. If every quantum event creates a new branch of reality, then an almost infinite number of yous are out there, living through every possible outcome. What if your intuition, that gut feeling, is a faint, subconscious ping from those other realities? It's not a voice or a vision, just a gentle nudge, a little tip from a universe where another you already made the wrong choice. In this imaginative framework, your gut feeling is a whisper from a version of you who already ran the experiment and is sending back the data. It's a wild way to think about those uncanny flashes of insight that logic just can't explain. Section 4. The Scientific Grounding. So far, we've been playing with the multiverse as a fascinating what if. But where did this wild idea even come from? It wasn't dreamed up for a movie. It was born from the deeply weird world of quantum mechanics. Back in the 1950s, a physicist named Hugh Everett III was wrestling with a huge puzzle in quantum theory. To solve it, he proposed something radical: the many worlds interpretation. It suggests that every time a quantum event has more than one possible outcome, the universe itself splits into multiple branches. In one universe, the particle is here. In another, it's over there. Every possibility becomes real in its own separate, parallel universe. Now here's the crucial part. In Everett's original theory, these worlds do not interact, merge, or send messages to each other. So, as a scientific theory, it doesn't actually support the idea of a bleed-through, causing the Mandela effect. The many worlds interpretation is still one of several competing theories. It's highly theoretical, and we don't have a way to test it directly. Other multiverse theories come from cosmology. Some scientists have looked for bruises in the cosmic microwave background, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, as possible evidence of our universe bumping into another. But these claims are heavily debated, and the anomalies could just be a massive empty void in space. More recently, some thinkers have connected the multiverse to quantum computing. Speculation from figures like David Deutsch suggests the wild speed of quantum computers could come from them tapping into parallel universes to run calculations all at once. However, most physicists emphasize this is just a speculative interpretation, not proven fact, and that quantum mechanics can explain their power just fine without needing other worlds. Conclusion. So the science is theoretical, it's debated, and it's a long way from proving that other realities are messing with your daily life. But the idea of it, that's undeniably powerful. It changes how we think about our choices. It reframes our relationship with regret. If every choice just creates a new path, then there are no wrong decisions, only different ones. The life you wonder about isn't a lost dream. It's a real story being lived out by another version of you. And that perspective can be incredibly freeing. It lifts the weight of the past and puts immense power right back into your present moment. Every choice you make, no matter how small, becomes an act of creation, birthing a new timeline. This isn't about just passively feeling echoes from other worlds. It's about recognizing the power you have, right here and right now, to actively choose the reality you want to experience moving forward. The you that exists today is the result of thousands of forks in the road. And the you of tomorrow is being created by the choice you're about to make. So I'll leave you with this question. Which daily choice of yours would you most like to see the alternate reality for? Let me know in the comments below.